before Bleeding Cool.
Nice.
I'm very happy.
Random internet weirdo, the amazing Gog. Yes,
Amazing Gog.
JR, what's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Should have been an alternate reality spinoff about that thing. Gog, yes.
Gog.
Never first try, but hey, it'll do. Can't wait to hear the conspiracies. I thought I didn't plan this. I guess I did plan it. I made 2 streams, and I said the second show will start at 10, and by gosh, it's 10.
Yeah.
How's that? I mean, we never hit a schedule.
Well, we only had 1 issue to review.
I know. That's true. Joe, what's up, Spider Menace? We've got Bob. Hi again. Adam says, new what if? What if Gog was bitten by a radioactive spider?
Also, Adam helped me find my scoop.
Oh, so Adam, good job, man.
He gets credit for this.
There you go. George, random internet weirdo wants to know what would happen if Gog teamed up with Stegron.
I don't know. Stegron would probably respect him and not call him a pet.
And then Mary Jane would come in and smack both of them around.
What do you think Mary Jane's going to think about having a pet?
I don't know.
When she comes over, I'm like, did you feed the Gog? What does Gog eat?
Food, like any other alien species.
Purina dog chow.
Dog chow.
Dog chow.
God bless.
Here, Ashley will know. What does Gog eat? What would you feed a Gog?
Popcorn. Clearly.
Why?
That's what they did in the comic. He
loved
loved
at
it.
the very
Carbs.
last panel. Yeah.
Popcorn is your go-to, not corn on the Gog.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed, Ashley.
And what brand of popcorn, JR?
Oscorn.
There you go, Oscorn. Yeah. Random internet weirdo says bananas.
Not Orville Reddingogger.
Jolly Gog time. Yeah. Gog eat puffins. Okay, Lord Max.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Like the bird?
Yeah.
Hey, we got Walter. What's going on? Howdy. It's howdy, guys and gals. How are we tonight?
Hi.
God eats the sins of humanity, is what he says. He eats wheat cakes. Very good. That's good.
Good answer.
Yes.
Chris
Good
says,
answer.
what's up, Chris? We got hello, true believers. What's up, sir?
Hi.
What does Gog need with a starship, JR? Come on.
There we go.
Star Trek
Good
5
one.
reference.
Good.
By the way, JR, I watched Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan last night. It's still the best Trek ever. Like, they're not topping that one.
It's one of the best just sci-fi films,
Yeah.
period. It really is.
I can't watch that thing enough. I probably watch it once a year, and I still love it. In case we bring back Scarlett O'Hara, we got Gog with the Wind.
Gog with the Wind. Good. Good one, guys.
I'm going to be hearing Gog puns in my nightmares for weeks. Yes.
Yeah.
Gog eats Carly Coopers with a side of Nora Winters. Yeah, he does, Timothy. He does. Bad girlfriends. All right. We ready?
Yeah,
Kelly,
so.
I'm leading with you. Let me pull this tab over here.
Which story?
The diamond.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
I got it.
Let me close all these. Let me get, I've got that tab open. Okay. Coming down in 3, Adam, Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Gog. All right, coming down 3, 2. Hey, Crawl Spacers, welcome to our Spider News, and let's introduce the panel. We've got JR, Gog, damn monster. What's going on, JR?
Well, I tell you, hello, everyone. Can't wait to talk about real things other than Gog. So
yeah, no doubt. We've got George, too legit to knit. Bearman, what's going on?
Get it? Because it's like
too
remember,
legit.
just like
too legit to quit.
yeah. Except
hey.
instead of quit, it's knit. Because that's yeah.
Were you a big Hammer fan back in the 90s?
No.
Who was? I was. I liked the Hammer Time.
He had like one. He had like what 1 or 2 hits, and then he did like an Addams Family song, and then just kind of effed off.
That Adam Family song is classic.
I was more in a Digital Underground.
Oh, I like.
I was a Humpty Dance kind of guy.
Did you once get busy in a Burger King bathroom, George?
I like my oatmeal
That's a
lumpy.
personal question.
I like my oatmeal lumpy. Yeah, I love that song. I love that Digital
It's one of
Underground.
the best songs ever made, dude.
The Humpty Dance. It's your chance to do the hump. Come on, JR. Do a Spider-Man push-up.
No.
Okay. Ashley is in the house. What's going on, Ashley?
Hey,
Have you heard of Digital Underground? Are you familiar with the Humpty Dance song?
y'all are setting me up for this. I just told you I'm bad with music.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even know if she was born when that song came out.
She wasn't.
Treat
It's
me
like
like
89, 90.
Rogers of music. I'll be like, I don't understand that reference.
What's
Okay,
wrong?
Whoa, time out.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Time out. No, people don't get to use the. I wasn't even born when that thing happened.
I wasn't
Okay,
using that excuse.
because look, I was born in '72, and I've listened. I've listened to music from the '20s.
Yeah, I listened to Journey.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, I can't. I don't know where her musical,
Why is that
where her
funny?
parents like my dad always made us listen to like everything because he was a DJ, but
Oh,
I can't necessarily
cool.
say that for Ashley.
that's and
I'm
that voice was
curious about
Kelly. What's going on, Kelly?
Yeah. Hi, I'm good. I'm excited. I got a scoop.
She does have a scoop.
I'm excited.
Something other websites don't have. She has a scoop. I like it.
Yes.
We've
because
also
I just
got
confirmed it.
Dark Humpty Dance Mark up there. What's going on, sir?
Not too much. How you doing?
I'm good. Let everybody see your shirt. I love your shirt. If you read his articles, you see at the bottom he always credits his sources.
He does.
The credible Hulk right there. Because you're a teacher and you like to teach kids to cite their sources. Don't put anything on the internet without a valid source.
Yep.
Exactly.
Isn't that good reasoning? All right. So, Kelly, we're starting with this. A big thing happened.
Yes.
Non-Spider-Man related,
Yeah.
but it could be Spider-Man
Well,
related eventually.
Slightly.
DC said after 25 years, goodbye to Diamond. Take me through this. This is
So
the letter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the letter. So it seems like Bleeding Cool seemed to have were the first to report this, but now it's gone all the way to like Variety and Hollywood
Yes.
Reporter.
Mhm.
It is a major thing. So DC Comics is severing ties with Diamond starting mid-June. They are going to be publishing with Lunar and UCS, aka Midtown and DCBS, and aka your local comic book shop's competition because they are mostly mail order subscription services. This is kind of baffling to not just most comic book readers, but to your comic book shops because they had problems with this back in April when it was supposed to be quote unquote temporary, and they didn't really like the fact that they had 72 hours to give basically all of their information, their customers' information to their competition, which could in return possibly cause it causes diminishing sales for your comic book shop. So it's right now everyone's kind of being very reminiscent of Marvel in the 90s with this when they bought out
Heroes World.
Heroes World. And within a year from them buying out Heroes World, we lost almost all the distribution companies except for Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
So people are worried for Diamond. They're afraid that Diamond's going to have to shut its doors. This is the worst possible time.
Mm-hmm.
And now comic book shops, the new thing today is comic book shops are kind of fighting back, and places like Mile High Comics is running a DC Sucks sale.
Yeah. 50% off all DC, and the code is DC Sucks.
Yeah. So it's I think ultimately this is going to be this is DC Comics shooting themselves in the foot. They're biting the hand that feeds them, and they're not thinking things through. Mm-hmm. So as much as I know everyone's kind of worried about what this means, and I know some people are like, oh, this is a direct war against Marvel.
Right.
It's really just DC. It's really the new people looking over DC Comics from Time Warner, not understanding what to do. And then I think it's Midtown being a little greedy. Because they're struggling. They were at the epicenter of all, like, for the U.S. of all of this because they're sitting in New York.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately this is just everyone scrambling because everyone's had really bad sales due to the pandemic and no one's thinking things through. Versus like Marvel, they moved what they could to digital. They're delaying things. They're trying to push things out. to try and make it manageable without without being too scrambly.
Yeah.
This is going to be hard.
One thing I like to look at is always pros and cons of what this move is. The pros, I think competition is a good thing. I think after 25 years, Diamond has been in the back saying, you know what, we're the only game in town. Big con for me is the comic book shops who are already strapped for cash will have to pay a second shipping fee to get their books.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. Also, though, it's the fact that like if Midtown decided to stop their mail order and only be a distribution company, then I would count that as true competition. Right now, this is more undercutting. Like it's not only competition for Diamond, it's also competition for your local comic book shops. Right.
And it's like Target having to get their supplies from Walmart. If you put like your biggest competitor is now where you get your supply from.
Yeah, it's not a fair fight.
Do you think there's more pros or cons to this, Kelly?
I think, like I said, I think there's more cons. But I'm also, I'm old school nerd. I like going to my comic book shop. I'm sure people that normally get theirs, mail ordered or don't like going into a comic book shop don't see the big deal. But I do think it does feel very reminiscent of that 90s situation.
Yeah.
So it's like what in about 3.5-4 years, we'll figure it out. DC will probably have to say my bad and we'll go from there.
So you don't think that it'll be long-term. You think it's an experiment that will fail and they'll go back.
Yeah.
Let's open it up to the panel. Who has some thoughts on this one?
Well, me, you, and JR and Alfred. 2/3 of this panel lived through this, but when it happened the last time. No, because we've talked a lot about before, especially JR and I, about how print is dying. Print is dying off. It's the same thing. I think COVID kind of exacerbated things for the death of print and also the death of the movie theater as we know it.
AMC's about to go under, man.
Yeah, AMC was like, dude, we're about to go under. And I'm like, oh, dude, you charge $20 for a type of popcorn. Here's the world's tiniest violin playing for you right now, AMC. Which is sad because I've got a lot of nostalgia for AMC. I remember seeing a lot of. There were times back when I would go to a Lone Star Comics here in North Texas, get my comics, and then I would go and I would take my comics to the movie theater and see a movie. And then read my comics after the movie, like outside waiting for grown up to come and pick me up. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That was young George. Today's George says, suck at AMC. You've made your bed. Okay, so but we talked about this before. And when I first heard about this, to me, I started thinking, what I wonder if this is that DC knows the same thing too. It's something that people don't want to talk about, but it's like not talking about the elephant in the room. Print is dying. Print has been dying for a very long time. It's going to continue to die. Eventually, print's just going to go away. I think DC's looking at this and maybe trying to figure out an angle where they can try to maximize as much money as they can before it finally just dies out altogether.
But I just don't see how this is going to actually maximize their profit on it, though. That's my thing, because they are splitting the cost between two publishers, because where it used to be Diamond would handle stuff, now it's going to be, if it's going to be a trade or going to be a larger situation, it's going to be with Penguin. And then your single issues are going to go through Midtown.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I think it's going to have the effect for him. I'm saying that I'm wondering if that was the overall motive. I don't think it's going to be effective for him either way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do wonder if that's maybe what's precipitating.
When I talked about competition is good, one early competition I saw was when people were getting their books from Midtown and DCBS. Diamond didn't pack them. They didn't put any packing peanuts in it or wrap them in puffy. What are those things called? The air bubbles.
Yeah.
They just put them in a box and good luck.
Well, and you said this earlier, about how competition is a good thing, and it's especially good for the consumer.
Yes.
Because when if it's not good for a company if the company cannot adapt to the competition. Like if you want to look at examples where competition works, look at the airline industry. That's very competitive for ticket fare, and that works for in the consumer's benefit. But when you only have like one company, like being the hub for a thing for like, I don't know, decades and decades, their customer service eventually starts to reflect that. Their customer service takes on a tone of, oh, you're lucky you have us. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have any damn comics. So maybe just STFU and do what we say.
Yeah.
And because I've talked to a lot of retailers over the last 20 years, actually going back further than 20 years, who are like, boy, I would really like for Diamond to die in a fire.
Well,
because they're jackholes. They act like idiots.
Yeah. Well, I also think too, though, and I guess maybe we'll see how this works. But there's also the fact too, though, that when you have nobody else to blame, you just blame them for everything because they're the only ones.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's not really their fault and it's something like USPS messed it up or some act of God, it's Diamond's fault, even though it probably isn't Diamond's fault. I do want to mention this quote I pulled from one of the articles, which was from Ryan Seymour of Comic Town in Columbus, Ohio. They were like, they're handling this about as well as Captain Hook being a proctologist. There has been no transparency or heads up. And at times it felt like we have been lied to. And I think that's the main thing on why this leaves such a bad taste in everybody's mouths. Because if DC handled this appropriately and was like, hey, we're going to change this in 6 months' time, we're going to do this. What it feels like, honestly, is they got upset that Diamond shut down.
Mm-hmm.
During all of this, because I guess they wanted to keep things going, even though most comic book shops had to also close. Like, it's almost like they're not thinking straight, and they're thinking, oh God, we're losing money, we've got to do this, this is horrible. And that's where it's like you're missing the point of everybody had to go through this. So maybe work with everybody and do things appropriately and not make things harder on the comic book shops that are basically the one thing that has kept you running this entire time, and you're just screwing them over, and it's almost now going to be harder to get DC Comics physically because most comic book shops are already going to be mad, so they're only going to get the minimum. So unless it's in your pull list, you're not going to probably be able to just get it off the shelf.
It's not no casual buying or looking through the covers or whatever. This may backfire on DC because suddenly there may be a lot of people who were marginally reading DC and suddenly realize, you know what, it's not all that good to have to figure out another way to get them. George, is this so good? Are there more pros or cons to this deal? Like I asked Kelly.
Depends on who you are, I would say. Actually, I think overall for everybody, it's probably a con. But at the end of the day, I also don't think it matters because it'll be interesting to see if we even have like another 3-4 years of print comics.
What happened? We straight digital at $4 a pop in that scenario?
It'll be straight digital, but it'll be more than $4 a pop. The audience is going to shrink when it goes to pure digital, and they're going to jack up the price.
Wow.
Probably. Yeah.
JR, what's your thoughts on this deal?
I don't know. Really, in a way, I don't feel qualified to comment too much on it. I wonder what your buddy Eddie D'Angelini thinks. He would probably have probably the most informed opinion on this.
He did kind of talk about how the shipping sucks, and he doesn't know what the discounts are. And anyway,
I mean, I don't see this as being a good thing for comic shops that were operating under a thin margin anyway. Now, I mean, that was essentially one of the things. I mean, the whole Heroes World thing, Heroes World was completely unsuited for the task. I mean, technologically and everything. I mean, whenever there was a delay, people would call and it blew out their entire phone system because they didn't have enough air conditioners or whatever. I mean, just the Heroes Realm thing, everything that could go wrong did.
Not Heroes Realm, Heroes World.
Oh, sorry.
Although you could say the same for Heroes Realm.
So Heroes, actually, kind of what this reminds me of in a little bit, though, is remember when Marvel could only make 8 titles a month or ship 8 titles a month?
Back in the 70s or late 60s.
Because I think DC or Warner's or whoever published DC had control over it. That's why Marvel
the newsstand.
That's why Marvel couldn't. So why, Iron Man and Hulk or whatever always had to show up at Tales to Astonish or something like that,
Right.
because at that time,
Because they had a slot on the newsstand for a book called Tales to Astonish,
Mhm.
and so then they put 2 characters in there and 2 for 1. You'd think they would sell that way, but anyway.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm
know what
not
you're saying.
unhappy. I'm not unhappy to see Diamond go. I mean, if I were DC, and Diamond said, "Oh, by the way, we're not going to pay you what we owe you," I'd be pretty PO'd too, and looking for an alternative. But I think it's just, I think it's, I think DC's fighting for its life anyway, because I don't know how long AT&T is going to, allow it to exist. To be honest, the same with Disney and Marvel. AT&T is already starting to drive HBO Max and the Snyder Cut. I mean, depending on who you listen to, I guess. And eventually they've got to say, well, why are we still publishing these things ourselves?
That's a good point, JR, because like you and I are always saying about like when it comes to like Marvel and or Disney and Marvel, that like when it comes to the print business, that's peanuts for Marvel. Marvel can write that whole thing off, the whole cost of the print operation. They can write that whole cost off and say this is more or less advertising. We can just take the shorts because we lose more than this sneezing, But at the same time, Disney can't do that anymore because thanks to COVID shutting down the theme parks, suddenly Disney doesn't have any money.
Well, I will say this for Disney, that it's been over 10 years that they officially acquired Marvel, and at least in terms of how they look like they're planning to keep things going, I think Marvel is fairly safe because at the end of the day, it is advertising, and they kind of don't ever. Disney's not always the most efficient in their procedures. So as long as it is not making too much noise, as long as it's basically not so far in the red, it's generally safe. And I don't think that the comics, like you said, they're small peanuts. The only thing I would see is if Diamond was struggling and they really, really felt like they could do it, they might overtake Diamond and it become part of Disney Publishing, which then would hurt the smaller comic books, like I think Dark Horse and Image are still with Diamond. So then that would hurt them because then they would probably have to pay more just to get it published through Disney or go to Midtown or etc. And that's going to cause a scramble. But ultimately, I don't really see Disney focusing on that. They're going to be focusing on their parks, which is what they lost the most money on.
That's what's got them sweating more than anything is the parks.
They're going to be focusing way more on the parks. Those comics don't mean, honestly, as long as the comics are fine and they're not like so far in the red that it is a problem.
What do you think?
They don't care.
What do you think Marvel's move is? Do they go with these 2 shipping and kill Diamond's relationship also? What do they do?
They're going to stick with Diamond. I think Marvel's going to stick with Diamond.
Marvel will stick with Diamond, and they'll try to be like, "Oh, look, retailers, look, we're your best friend," which is BS. Marvel's retailers.
That's what they're. But see, right now though, they look like it because they're the ones going. Yeah,
they look like it, but retailers know better. Retailers are very aware of Marvel's jackassery.
We haven't heard from Ashley and Mark. Ashley, what do you think?
Oh man, I can't say I have too much of a horse in this race. I don't have comic book shops close by enough. Like the nearest one that we would go to is now like 45 minutes away.
Infinite?
So
would it be Infinite or?
We used to go to one in Swanee, to Galactic Comics.
Oh, I think Infinite's closer to you.
It probably is now. That was the one we went to before we moved down here.
Yeah.
And where we are now, we just hadn't really looked around for a new one because we were just mostly using stuff online.
Yeah. Go to Chris and Jamie.
I'll check him out.
They're great. Sorry.
Go out again.
Do you think it's a good thing, Ashley, or a bad thing?
I am always going to, go up to bat for print. I mean, I see a lot of people saying like it's dying out, and it's like I think, it is dwindling, but I work in publishing, and I can say at least on the indie side,
I work in print. So.
Yay! Yeah, like with books, especially when authors write books, they want a physical copy of it. Like there is a vanity associated with having a physical copy of something. And I think that's precious enough to most people that there will always be independent stores to feel that demand. As far as bigger corporations, I can see where they see it as more of a loss than a profit, and they'll probably switch over to digital. But then we'll see the indie market step in and fill that role and start taking over. So I don't think it's ever truly going to die out. We'll see.
One thing that we've said before, especially when JR and I have talked about this a lot in the past, is that books will be okay. Magazines and comic periodicals, not so much, but books will be fine.
Because there's not really someone to
people actually do like reading a book.
Yeah. Well, sorry, because what I work with is mostly magazines, kind of print, and the magazines themselves, they dwindle, but the marketing part of it is booming. And as long as they can continue to use it as marketing, it will survive in some way, shape, or form.
Mark, let's hear from you. What's your 2 cents? You got a horse in this?
Not very much for one. The local comic book shop for me is about 25 minutes away, so I do most of my stuff digitally. But I think what likely is to happen is that if DC is successful with this run, Diamond will then start offering them a better deal to try to lure them back away. Or DC isn't very successful and they come right on back to Diamond and everything goes back to status quo.
Yeah.
I think that's another valid point. Are they doing this genuinely to cut off business? Are they trying to kind of instigate a bit of a power struggle? Like, okay, we're pulling out. What do you have in response? Are you going to give us a sweeter deal? Or so?
I could see Marvel totally going to Diamond and say, "Hey, our contract's up. We're your big money maker. Let's cut a better deal for us."
Negotiating.
They will. I actually think what happened was Midtown wants to be a distributor like this, and I think that they kind of went to DC and said, we can offer you a better deal, which is what started this. Mm-hmm. And let's see if they can put money where their mouth is. Yeah. But this was the worst timing ever to start this. True.
All right. I think that one's been talked out pretty good. Any other thoughts on that one, anybody? All right, we've got Ashley. You've got this one. Speaking of magazines, there's one right there for a pop-up.
Yeah, see, marketing.
J.K. Simmons, talk about that, Ashley.
Brad wants me to talk about my favorite movie. It's not really about Far From Home. It just has Far From Home in the title because we're talking about J.K. Simmons' cameo at the end of Far From Home, which was one of maybe. I can count on one hand the number of enjoyable moments for me in that movie, and that was one of them.
True.
But of course, it was all anyone ever talked about. That oh my God, J.K. Simmons is back in the Spider-Man universe.
He was in there 3 minutes. He was in there 3 minutes, and we're still talking about it. I think that's funny.
Yep.
I screamed in the theater.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
So he has, of course, all this talk. People want to go to him and be like, "Oh my God!" So like, what does this mean? Is JJJ played by J.K. Simmons going to be like a major character in the Sony Spider-Man movies? Are we going to see, Tom Holland Peter going and join the Daily Bugle? Like, how is this going to affect the next movies that are going to come out? And so J.K. Simmons has revealed that he did sign on for an additional 2 sequels when he initially agreed to come on for Far From Home. But that's not like a guarantee that he's going to be in these movies. He says in this case it was a little one-sided, where they basically said, we want you to sign to be essentially on call for these 2 movies, but that doesn't mean they're going to write his character into the next 2 movies. So they basically want to make sure they have him pinned down and on reserve, so that if they find a way to work JJJ into the plot of either of the next 2 movies, they have him on contract already. So, it's kind of a bit of news, a bit of no news. He's there, but we don't know what's going to happen with it.
Yeah. More Jameson is all. I think it's perfect. I don't think that is the problem with the Spider-Man movies. Lack of
Absolutely not. Yeah.
with the Jameson.
He did also reveal a fun little tidbit about
What's that?
how he auditioned for the role of JJJ during the original Raimi movies.
Oh, how do you do that? I didn't read that.
Yeah, it was the very last paragraph, and he said it was just a very classic audition camera test. And the scene he had to audition with was when Green Goblin breaks into the Daily Bugle and holds him up by the throat and lifts him into the air and strangling him. And so he's got to go through the script, reading out the scene, but pretending the whole time that he's being held up by the neck and choked. So
that's funny. Adam says it'd be cool to have J.K. Simmons be responsible for the Scorpion in the next movie. I could see that.
That would be good. Yeah,
they set him up in the first one, and it's not Tony Stark related, so that's a plus.
They got to set a running theme too, where Peter has to kind of face off against these adults in his life who are using their abilities irresponsibly, like where we saw with Michael Keaton as the Vulture. He was an adult figure in Peter's life, and he kind of let him down, and it would continue that theme.
Chris says J.K. Simmons is the perfect Jameson. I think directors are scared to recast it because he is so iconic with that character. I think you're not going to find a better actor.
Yeah. I mean, I know everybody wants to see Terry Crews.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
No, not everyone.
No, I'm good.
Okay, not everyone.
No.
I'm in.
Large part of the collective that is the internet wants to see it.
I'm good.
I'm fine.
So, keeping with movie-related news, George, you've got something about Hyundais.
Hyundai.
About what?
Hyundai.
That's how that's pronounced, Brad.
How is it? Hyundai?
Hyundai.
Not Hyundai?
Hyundai. You were around when it first came out, for crying out loud. You were old enough to know what this. You saw the first Hyundai commercials come on TV.
I didn't. I drive a Chevy. I don't know.
I don't drive a Hyundai. I know how to say it.
Go ahead.
God Almighty.
You mean GOG?
GOG.
I have to go now.
Yes.
So Hyundai is going to start doing product placement in Spider-Man films, which is on Spider-Man and something else.
Uncharted.
Yeah, it's based on a video game.
Starring Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah.
Is Tom Holland going to be Nathan Drake?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, he's too young, but it's...
And what's his name is...
I don't want babyface Nathan.
Oh, what's the guy's name? He has a burger place. He was in...
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, the Mark
Wahlberg.
So Mark Wahlberg was originally for Nathan Drake years ago, but they never finished the script appropriately or got it past pre-production until basically Wahlberg was too old, and now it's Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Thanks, I hate it.
So you're gonna have Hyundai product placement in Spider-Man films, which is important to have a car sponsorship for a superhero that famously doesn't drive.
Yes. Yes. Obviously.
Spider-Mobile.
Did you ever see the video? You know JB Smoove that was in Far From Home? He was one of the teachers. He played a driver's ed guy and I don't know if it was for Hyundais or not, but they had a car deal on the first Spider-Man movie too. So anyway,
and since we're on the movie thing, and you didn't go around to anybody else to ask what they thought about the whole J.K. Simmons thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hop in.
Because the only part of Far From Home that I was willing to watch was the
end,
the Jonah part, because that comes out and then eventually it hits the home media and it makes its way to YouTube. So I watched that scene, and the entire time I was saying, because we've talked about that before, we're like, how do you recast that? You don't. He's perfect. That's the nightmare you have to. But then he comes out there and he doesn't look anything like Jonah. He's like some bald jackass with a goat, with like a beard. And I mean, who likes those people? So I was very disappointed by that. I was like, it's like they're like, oh, look, it's Jonah, and I'm like, no, it's not Jonah, because the mustache and the hair are iconic. It's like you're saying, oh, look, it's Spider-Man. It doesn't look anything like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it doesn't make me really care.
Yeah, if he's going to be bald, he might as well just be Jomo with a mustache, right?
Yeah.
Get me pictures of Gog.
Oh my gosh.
That needs to be the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
There you go. Gog.
All
It'll
right.
be Spider-Man stay at home, and Peter stays at home the whole time, and the actual movie is all about Gog.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Staying at home watching Netflix with Gog.
Kelly's got this one. We've got another Sony Spider-Man movie related.
All right. Face it, true believers, we've hit the jackpot whether we want it or not. Mark Guggenheim has confirmed he's been working on this script for 2 years. Here's my thing on this. Everything I've seen, let's be fair here, all comes from Guggenheim, not Sony. And he might, I don't, whatever. He basically, I really think the issue is he really likes Jackpot. He really identifies with this character for some strange reason. And I appreciate that. Like, by all means, fight for your girl. But I don't see Sony, just because this is in pre-production and he's writing it and trying to direct it, doesn't mean it's going to happen. And also, let's be fair here. This is the writer of Arrow. So I don't know how I feel about that being in a movie. Yeah, Joe, the movie no one asked for. If people aren't aware of Jackpot, because this is also a thing, just so people actually fully understand why no one is excited about this and why I actually don't think Sony will pick this, is, she was created in 2007 and the free comic book day. Spider-Man, written by Dan Slott and Phil Jimenez. And it's basically, since 2007, it's already been two people. So first you have Sarah, who's like a mom and was in a coma. And she's just like an MJ super fan. And that's why you think it's MJ, but it's not. It's her number one fan, Sarah, who then decides she doesn't want to be a superhero. She wants to just be a mom. And gives it to the other girl, Elena Jobson, who then dies because she Mary Sue's her way into utter, just final death. Yeah. So then Sarah goes back as Jackpot, and the last time we saw her was when she changed her name to Elena Jobson.
Wow, that's too confusing.
Nobody wants this. Yeah,
it was one of the biggest post brand new day WTF things.
And this is after Freak.
Yeah, it was stupefying just mishandled it was.
No, it's not good.
It's like another one of Venom.
And how it takes 2 years to write a script for that, I don't know.
Mark,
Because
it'll be better
Sony
than Venom.
Sony keeps saying, "Hey, go back and fix this. Just go back."
Yeah.
That's literally what they're doing because they don't want to greenlight it. They don't want to greenlight it.
Michael Reed says Guggenheim also wrote the Green Lantern film. Is that right? I thought it was Jeff Johns. I could be wrong.
No, Jeff Johns didn't write the green.
No, Jeff Johns.
Yeah, no. It would have actually been good.
I didn't see him included on that, but I didn't go straight to his IMDb. I just used the articles about this, which is where everybody keeps pushing like Arrow. And I know that he wrote the second story, which Mary Sue's the real Miss Jobson into imminent death. So
Guggenheim was responsible for that, as was CW DC
Berlanti.
Greg Berlanti.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, did that suck?
Yeah.
So the gist of this I'm getting is if Scott Buck attempted to say that he was coming for
we don't use that name here.
Yeah, no.
we don't use that name.
Essentially, it's Guggenheim found his river song in this character and will not let her go. But nobody wants this.
It's sad.
No one wants redheads is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
It seems like some people want it because if you go to eBay, the first appearance is going for big money.
Doesn't mean it's selling, Brad. That doesn't mean it's selling.
This sold for $75.
All right, so
$70. Look at all these issues.
The reason why, though, is because he's the one that kept putting out the stuff. Go, hey, I'm writing the script for Sony. This movie's greenlit. The movie's not greenlit. It's kind
And
of like
Sony's
saying,
we don't know him.
yeah, basically. Well, they're just ignoring it because the thing is, they probably did pay him for the script, like to write the script, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean they're going to continue with it.
How bad off are you? How bad off are you when you're looking at Amy Pascal like she's Kevin Feige, and then she's having to make the Kevin Feige face to you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like she's like, oh, I don't know about this. I mean, like how embarrassing for that.
Like, look, they're gonna do Spider-Woman first. They're gonna try and do the Black Cat movie, or Black Cat and Silver Sable, whatever they choose to do there. Those are gonna happen way before this ever happens. And think about how long those movies have been in pre-production hell.
Yeah.
This isn't happening anytime soon.
Let's see. Let's go through some comments.
And then tomorrow they could cast her. I don't know, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah. Someone said something about Guggenheim. Here it is. Random Internet Weirdo said Guggenheim wrote the first draft for GL. Jeff Johns made some changes. Okay, that's where I got.
That's what's happening here. Ultimately.
Yeah.
So, but imagine the first draft of Green Lantern.
I forget who said it in comments, but I really think if the Morbius movie makes money, Venom money, then they will start looking at jackpot.
Morbius.
I don't think Morbius is going to make.
No. Well, not after all of this going on. Everybody's struggling. It's just not. There's no possible way.
Yeah. We've got another Sony-related thing, George. You've got this one. They're calling the Spider Universe over at Sony something. What is this?
Yeah, so you sent me a link to Forbes, and I hit it, and then my computer fan came on because of all the crap that Forbes was trying to load on the page.
Oh wow! Look at all this.
Between like all the ads.
How are they a legitimate?
Videos.
I feel like they're like the worst. Forbes is the worst website. They're
not legitimate. They hire Scott Mendelson, who is print cantor. I'm sorry, he really is. So anyway, so Sony is calling its stable of Spider-Man stuff the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters.
Wow, that flows
right off the tongue.
It sounds like a 1950s, radio spot, or a radio show, that's like old time radio where they had like a company come in and like, this is General Motors, Cavalcade of Stars or whatever. It sounds like that. And it's it would be fine, 50, 60 years ago. Today it's crap.
So you mean this is something Avi came up with? Huh? This is something Avi Anid? Avi Arad. This is something he came up with.
That's funny.
It smells like him.
I got a minute. Okay, so I couldn't even see the thing because I was still waiting for all the damn pop-ups and autoplay videos and everything else to load on this piece of crap. So I actually went and got because I couldn't remember the name, and I went and I got it off of another website, and then I take a shot at Scott Mendelson, who does, by the way, suck. And then, sure enough, that whole article written by Scott Mendelson. I was like, there you go. He's a garbage journalist. All right.
Oh my gosh. There you go. All right. Ashley, you've got yet another movie-related topic. They've got release dates for Venom and Spider-Man, etc.
Yep. So Sony's kind of updated how it shuffled its film schedule for the next couple of years due to delays from COVID. So the Marvel ones in this are the ones most affected. The Spider-Verse sequel is getting pushed back by about 6 months. Instead of October, or instead of April 2022 is October 2022. That one, I'm like, that's so far away anyway. An extra 6 months is like whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine. Spider-Man Stay at Home is going to be November instead of July of next year. I don't even know. After Far From Home, I don't know how they're going to get me in the seat for that one again. Venom is getting pushed back. It's going to be a year from now instead of this October. So I think that's the biggest delay. It's getting pushed back about 9-10 months.
Right.
Oh no. That's awful.
Let Venom, let there be carnage. As if there was a movie that would say, George Behrman, please don't see me. Or JR.
Hey, they're telling you right up front to save your money. That's like
Sony's been
service.
saving me money. Sony's been saving me a ton of money. They have. They really have. They've been working hard at it.
Mm-hmm.
They
And then
pass the savings on to the consumer.
Because of Sony having to rearrange their schedule, Disney's kind of had to work with them as well to make sure that their Marvel movies are coming out in the appropriate order. So Doctor Strange and Thor sequels are getting pushed back. Doctor Strange got moved from November next year to March of 2022, so about 4 months. And then Thor: Love and Thunder got moved up 1 week.
And nothing of value is lost because all anyone cares about right now is Vision and Wanda coming to Disney Plus later this year.
Yeah.
You're excited for that, huh?
It's about the only thing I'm excited for anymore. Yeah.
It looks cool.
The style looks really interesting that they're going.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued.
JR, you excited for any of those movies coming out? The Spider-Verse, the Venom 2, Jackpot, GOG, Stay at Home.
Well, I'm looking forward to them as much as I have. I'm looking forward to having a limb amputated because of gangrene.
That's dark.
Wait. You're not a young guy. Is that a legitimate thing you're having to
or losing a limb or losing a limb because of diabetes or something.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the thing.
That's dark.
I almost wonder the movie business because if there was any kind of momentum, I mean, the pandemic kind of killed it. But even with Marvel movies, Endgame and then the Spiderman coda there at the end, I almost wonder if either people, when the movie theaters open back, people are either going to flood back to them just to have the experience again, or are they going to go, nah, I'm good, because I tell you, in the last few months, I invested in like a 64-inch high def TV.
Ooh, look at you!
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're sitting there watching. Actually, Spencer we were watching Far From Home, and on the TV, and I don't even have a high def video player yet. But we're sitting there in the dark on the big screen TV, and I'm just saying, I said, "Wow, this is like a richer experience than even the movies, And I can pause it and go to the John, and or go pop some. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just wonder. I mean, is anybody looking forward to any of these movies really? I mean, I know that some are looking forward to Doctor Strange or whatever, but is anyone looking forward to, and particularly with the content? I mean, is anybody looking forward to Natalie Portman being Thor? Is anybody looking forward to Shang-Chi?
I am.
Me.
Yeah.
Jack
You're the
definitely is.
You're the ones. Now I just. This the Sony names, I just wonder if if Kevin Feige is sitting there going, God, will somebody buy them and put them out of our misery? It's almost like a wounded animal Sony is. I
want them to keep the animation because I don't feel like Disney would have ever done anything that was like Into the Spider-Verse.
No, absolutely
and
not. That was pure lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. So
Mark, we haven't heard from you in a while. What's your thoughts?
I'll watch any superhero movie, but I'm not going to pay to go to the theater to see most of these things.
Yeah, that's true. Our home theaters are, if not better, than what we pay to go see and sit in broken seats and have a dude talk behind you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cine Bistro is where it's at. Yeah.
Mark, this is your topic up next. We're talking about Marvel Legends, going back to the 90s cartoon packaging.
Okay. Now, if we need to have full disclosure here, when it comes to action figures, this right here is what I'm...
Hold on, let me get you a full screen.
Greedo!
You got a 70s Greedo?
Yeah.
This is the very first Star Wars action figure I ever bought.
My man, good job.
It's got 5 points of articulation.
Didn't he have the same gun, the same carbine that the Stormtroopers had?
I believe he
did. Or did he have a pistol?
I long lost all the the guns and the shag carpet we used to have back in the 70s.
Yeah.
But I do still have to agree that this is my version of action figures. So these multiple, you can bend every little finger in their hand, whatever. But Brad gave me this task, and so I went and I watched the 2-hour Hasbro Live Pulse Fan First Friday reveal. I sat through lots of X-Men crap that have the Sugar Man buildable figure. No, because I do my research, and Brad asked me this.
Now this is creepy. Switching the Gwen and Mary Jane heads. It's almost like it's almost like turning over to your wife and said, "Can I call you Kathy now?" or something. It's just
this is the solution to every love triangle in existence. Just give them swappable heads.
JR, do you want to put a new head on your wife?
We're not there yet.
Ashley, you can't watch Frankenhooker anymore.
Whose head would you put on her?
Frankenhooker? What is that?
Frankenhooker was
bad movie.
Is a film from like the late 80s or early 90s.
Oh shit! I need to see it.
I like the guy.
Damn.
You really don't. It's awful.
I love bad movies.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Good.
Take me through it, Mark. What do you think? What?
Oh, y'all are already going through it.
You're already you're racing through all the slides.
And we're through this, and you guys are like, oh, and there it goes.
I'm back.
All
What do you want to see? Spider-Man?
Almighty.
All right. You can get AIM Troopers with this new Hasbro reveal thing. You can get a new War Machine that has shoulder pads. They've been on for a long time about how incredibly awesome these shoulder pads are for the War Machine. I'm not quite sure why that is. But it's better than the old shoulder pads they used to have. They have a Moon Knight that actually looked pretty interesting. Classic look Moon Knight.
I like that.
Walgreens only special. Okay. There he is. Look at that.
I like it.
If I'm going to buy one of these, I'm going to buy the Moon Knight one.
$20 a pop, though, dude.
No,
that is nothing.
I'm going to buy one of these.
Brad.
I'm not spending $20 on a. I'll just drop it to my students that, hey, would it be nice if you guys could get the Moon Knight one?
Hey, if anybody's looking for an A,
cost you $20 on a Moon Knight.
Papa needs a Moon Knight.
And Brad, if we're talking about the price of figures, I'm someone who used to regularly drop like $60 per figure. I would order like the Fig Arts and Figma where I would like spend $20 on shipping to get them in.
Oh my god!
That was like where my money went in college with my part-time job, and my toy collection is probably over $1,000. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
All right, so they have the Spider-Man Retro Wave Classic Toy Biz packaging. And they're releasing a bunch of Spider-Man action figures, 6 inches, which is
it's got that crappy Daredevil.
Twice the size of a real.
That was with the cool Matt Murdock face, though.
The crappy Scott McDaniel. Daredevil.
Yeah.
What do you think of this Norman, JR?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's definitely on my wish list for September when it comes out or something. Like that. Yeah.
I pre-ordered it.
So happy.
I pre-ordered that. I'm gonna use that head for something to make a Normie Osborn figure, and it's gonna be really weird.
Oh,
those eyes look like
endorse that.
Those eyes look like Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit. Look at that. Remember me, Eddie? That's what those eyes say. Yeah.
Either that or hepatitis goblin.
Yes. Yes.
The Electro looks cool. Okay, let's talk about this, Mark. This is odd.
Talk to us about heads.
Whatever you want to talk about, you go right ahead.
Well, it's kind of cool that her accessories include a Midtown High School notebook,
and a
trapper keeper, and I saw one where this is a folded daily bugle,
and a human head.
You
can swap out the portfolio for the human head.
They have it this way so that when you're done playing with your Green Goblin action figure, which, by the way, you can keep taking off his Green Goblin head and put on the Norman Osborn head to pretend that you're in the Raimi movie series where he has to keep taking his mask off.
You put the MJ head on the Green Goblin body. And you put the Norman head on the Gwen/Andrew body.
Oh, God.
No, you take
Norman's head on Gwen's body? JR, is that like your fantasy? What is that?
What?
Come on now. Where did we go?
Okay, number one, what did you say?
I'm
Number
trying,
two,
I'm
what did
trying to,
JR have
actually,
to
I'm
think
trying
about?
to actually draw a line between all of those absurd things you just said, Brad. And
Devil Breaker wants to know if this is
I was just thinking, God, what must they be? What kind of weed are they growing in Missouri? Because man,
just called Mountain Dew.
no, I just think that the whole switch the Gwen with the Mary head. I mean, it's almost like telling your partner to cosplay as somebody,
I mean,
Well, that JR, the reason why you have it is you take your Green Goblin figure, you toss your Gwen Stacy figure off your bridge, and then so that you can take your Peter Parker figure and then take the little Mary Jane head and just replace it, and he can keep going on with his relationship. That's
there you go.
Born as MJ.
But well, what I was going to say though is that a lot of collectors are saying that the head is there, although it is very awkward. But the head should be the perfect size for the original MJ figure that was in the 2-pack for Toys R Us a few years ago. But everybody got mad because it was just a slightly repainted Black Widow head, and so this head is better. And that for collectors, this is more like, here you can replace that head now. But it's an awkward way of
will never take it out of the package, will they? A collector doesn't take things out of the package, so what's the point?
Tyler
right?
does.
I mean,
Tyler does. So all of them dab.
There are different kinds of collectors. Not everyone is NRFB.
Yeah.
Venkman is taking me a test. So I spend $100 on monthly comics. Not anymore. I don't. I just filled out my monthly order, and it was under $10. That was the lowest of all time.
Yeah, Marvel's been saving us money for a long time.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I remember a hand-painted Silver Surfer figure to make a Carnage figure back in the 90s. Okay. Taking toys out of the box. No Hobgoblin figure. Normie with the soul patch.
Yeah, I got to paint the soul patch. It's gonna be. It's gonna be special.
The panel is indeed getting slap happy.
I was slap happy when this thing started, Adam. I've been up since 6.
Franklin Hooker is a bad movie from the 80s, but the one movie that I know is absolute trash is After Hours, which every movie critic highest praise from the 80s is set. Okay.
We were talking about Frankenhooker, not Franklin.
Yeah.
Franklin Hooker.
Franklin Hooker sounds like a Revolutionary War hero from Trenton. Yes, and this was a battle that Franklin Hooker with his men.
This Peter Parker. Go back to the Peter Parker where he's in the box. Okay.
Sorry.
It's about Pete in the box.
Pete in the box. There you go.
Okay, he looks like Jonas Haro. He looks like Jonas Haro with those white glasses with the white or whatever. Remember Professor Haro? That is the creepiest looking Peter Parker
I would agree. It doesn't look much like this at all.
And the glasses don't come off.
And even the split face.
Well, I think that the big lens, the big circle lenses are supposed to be like the Ditko era.
I guess,
Peter. But the problem is that you don't see through them and see the humanity underneath the lenses. Now he just looks like a perv. Now he just looks like somebody who's going to get caught in a peep theater in the middle of Times Square.
Peter Perv. Oh my God.
Peter Perver.
Peter Perver.
Pervy
Okay.
Parker.
Pervy Parker. Okay. That one went so well, Mark. Let's talk about more toys.
Mark's like, I'm glad I spent 2 hours on that.
Yeah. Oh, you throwing it away? Wait, were you done, Mark? I'm so sorry.
Hey, you didn't want to hear, so let's go on to the.
Hold on. I'm giving Mark the whole floor. We missed something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Brad, you're a monster.
I know. I'm sorry. What did you want to talk about, Mark?
Have you ever hosted one of these before?
I kind of wanted to talk about the action figures you asked me to talk about.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, dude.
I mean, you're the host, I'm just lucky to be here. I'm lucky you didn't kick me off this panel.
Go ahead, Mark. What do you want to talk about?
I feel your pain, brother. I know where you are right now. JR and I both have had this happen before. We too have dwelt in this house.
Look who is really laughing hard here. Look at someone is laughing really hard. Mark, what did we miss? What did you want to talk about? I'm sorry.
Well, you missed that there's also a Venom Wave coming this fall. Maximum Vintage Spider-Gwen and Maximum Vintage Miles Morales. and a Venomized Captain America. There's a Morbius and a Carnage figure also coming to that with some Build-A-Figure that we don't know. There is the Into the Spider-Verse movie wave coming, so you can have.
Oh boy!
They didn't want to tell who those characters were going to be for that.
Yeah,
one, so
I want the Kingpin brick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Need the brick. That's the Build-A-Figure. That's got to be the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Could be. They wouldn't say what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you done, Mark?
I'm sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Wow!
I'm just giving him a hard time.
Jeez.
Wow!
There's
Aw.
chat still talking about Peepin' Parker over here. So I confess, Mark, I ordered these Entertainment Earth exclusives. Talk about these for me. Whoops. There we go.
All right. January 13th, 1968. I was not born, but JR was.
Yeah, JR got in his first colonoscopy by 68. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I mean, I'm surprised you guys missed the trying to link up the story of the person who received the last Civil War pension check. I'm surprised you guys didn't try to loop me in on that story. But anyway.
All right. The episode 19 of the Amazing the Spider-Man cartoon came out. Double Identity, which you cannot find on Amazon. You cannot find on Disney Plus. You cannot find on YouTube. It is completely off the grid. So I am here.
It wasn't in that big DVD.
It was, but that's not a
okay.
print.
You can buy it on DVD from Amazon anywhere from $124 to $284.
No.
Yeah, it's not being I don't know if it's called pressed, I guess, on DVD anymore, but you can find the older ones, but they've gone real sky high.
Oh, yeah. So the Double Identity features the famous villain, the villain that can mimic other people's appearances, none other than Charles Cameo. Because Spider-Man comics don't have a villain that can look like and act like other people, so they had to create one for the cartoon here. This is his second and final appearance here, and he goes around with a looking like people and taking artwork. He looks like Peter Parker and uses his camera flash to stun people and steal books of Shakespeare and stuff like that, which I can kind of identify with there.
This sounds like Electric Company. This sounds like Electric Company.
It is
Pre-Electric Company.
Yeah, I know, right?
Free Electric Company. So he comes in here and he's doing this and stealing all these artwork and paintings and books until he finally dresses like Spider-Man, and Spider-Man comes in to save the day. That's where we get to the Double Identity.
It became an internet
figure that you have there.
It became an internet meme sensation. I mean, so much so that the Spider-Verse people put it in the post credit.
Oh yeah. And they were advertising this as a Into the Spider-Verse type figure, but this is not an Into the Spider-Verse figure because Into the Spider-Verse goes into Earth 67, but the Double Identity is Earth 6799. So
Whoa.
Just wanted to throw that out.
Whoa,
Yes.
look at you geek out with that.
I did my research on this.
And
He is
so here
the Credible Hulk.
It's like hitting
am
critical
the Incredible
mass on the nerdage there.
oh, there's another pop coming out with recreates ASM 316,
Yeah.
which is Venom over Spidey.
But we're not doing that, Pop. You did not ask me to do
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
I know. I just got distracted. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Brand is
So we can go
easily
back to the
distracted,
other
Mark.
pop.
We're sorry.
So, Mark, are you a pop collector? Are you picking this up like I am?
I am not. That requires me to spend money. Now, unless, of course, a student wishes to buy a pop figure for me.
Yeah, he's
I
got
do
an
have
ungrateful son to put through college.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, that's not cheap. So yeah, you can buy it for $24.99. I think that is right there, and it's coming in June supposedly, but I don't know if that's really going to still be there. Good news for Eddie and Muhammad and Andre, it does ship internationally, so they can also put their order in there.
Cool.
That is good.
Yeah, it's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. They did another exclusive. Do I have it here?
Wait, doesn't Entertainment Earth have stores in the UK? So Muhammad could just go into the store and buy it.
They did a Cosmic Spidey exclusive that I got from Entertainment Earth. I don't know where it went, but I've got it. Yes, Vinkman, I'm easily distracted and easily entertained.
So
Yeah.
if the store doesn't come to Mohammed, Mohammed will go to the store.
Yeah,
Is
there you
that how
go.
it
There you go.
Yes, yes.
All right, let's see. Mark, or anything else on that one?
They are two distinct figures. They're slightly different from each other.
That's
One's
right,
pointing
yeah.
with his right hand and one's pointing with his left hand.
I noticed they have different
Wow.
waists too, as well.
Yeah, they
If you
they
go
Yeah.
back and look at there's subtle difference in the costumes.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
Alfred's like, how did I not see that? He's going back to search for it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Kelly's got this next one. Jason Derulo.
Yes.
What does he sing, by the way?
His name a lot.
Okay, let's watch this little video. Well,
Rum Tum Tigger.
Yeah, he was Rum Tum Tigger.
Rum Tum Tugger.
Tugger.
Not Tigger.
It says
Uh,
Tigger right there on the screen. Check out the
does
menu.
say
Rum
But it
Tum
is
Tigger.
They
Tugger.
messed that up.
Ashley
It
is
is
right.
Rum Tum Tugger.
Yeah, Ashley is right. But okay, so Jason Derulo is an R&B pop superstar and also the star of Cats.
oh,
Hey,
yeah,
cats.
yeah, there he is.
Yeah, and basically, there is a TikTok for all the youngins. I feel like I'm even too old for TikTok, but TikTok is a new little platform where they make little videos,
Mhm.
and they're about.
I mean,
30
I TikTok.
Do you really?
No, Brad.
Wow,
Brad,
oh, George, young,
Brad, please.
you're a young
Wait,
soul.
wait,
George.
wasn't there something similar a few years ago?
Vine.
When you-
Vine.
So
Yeah.
Vine is sort of kind of what. So it went from Vine to Musically to TikTok, and
Mhm.
it's all the same thing.
I'm a bust a move on the TikTok.
There you go. Do it.
Right now. Where's my phone?
Do it. But anyway, so there's a new challenge going on called Wipe It Down, where they use the song called Wipe It Down to clean their mirror, which is great. It's good. It promotes, a cleanly living space. But people are getting creative with it, and Jason Derulo bought a suit off Amazon, what it looks like, which is a good suit off Amazon, and spliced some videos from the Raimi movies together. Did some extra editing to just have a little fun and dance, and
And it went viral.
broke the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Good editing.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
that's a horrible. Never mind.
It's not great, but at the same time, he probably did it himself, like bored.
Yeah.
No, it
And
was
that's-
fine. There was something on the end of it. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell is that? We shan't go back to it.
No, we're good. But yeah, so it's cute, and I like the fact that it did go viral. But he clearly put some work into it, so
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
why it went viral. It's not
There you go.
like all the rest of them.
There's a Drake Bell one, says Adam. I didn't see
Yeah,
that one.
he does from the Amanda Show. He's known for his Kyle skit, so he dressed as Kyle from the Amanda Show,
Ah,
Gotcha.
and he has a haunted mansion themed bathroom.
Ooh,
that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
weird.
actually kind of dig that. That's
Yeah.
that's respectable. I can get behind that.
It's
Remember
pretty cool.
Remember the story we did years ago where people were thinking he was living in Disney World?
Yeah, because
With
he's
the-
obsessed. He's obsessed with
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Ah.
So
Okay, so we've established that no one on the panel does TikToks. Is that right?
I watched them.
I guess we need a crawl space TikTok.
Give me 5 minutes after the show's over.
Are you gonna
I'm-
wipe it?
I'm
Are you gonna
taking-
wipe it down? Challenge.
I'm
George?
taking too legit to knit on the TikTok.
There you go.
I'm gonna wipe it the hell down, Brad. I'm wiping it the
Jr.
hell down.
TikTok after the show, maybe.
Yeah, I'll get to that right as soon as I update my MySpace page.
Let's do that thing where like we all sing a song, but we're pantomiming,
Yeah. Okay.
you know,
Also,
or whatever.
let's bring back MySpace.
What do
I'm
they
down
call
to
it?
bring back MySpace.
Brad, you and your daughter used to do it.
Oh, dub smash.
Is
We
that
used to do
yeah?
dub
We'll
smash.
smash.
Those
We'll
are
smash
cute.
the dubs on the TikToks.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Then I'll put all my friends in the eight boxes
Ashley,
from MySpace.
Ashley
There
looks
you
like she
go.
wants to die a little.
What?
You look like you want to die a little bit over there.
George
what
is
else
about to
to
go
do?
viral, says Adam. And
Trust me.
Vincent says we've all been hitting the TikToks. Yeah, we have.
Trust me,
Yeah.
trust me. Adam wouldn't be the first time. All right, I'm on fire.
All right, we've got we're up to the JR topic. So JR, web shooting hand sanitizer. Go.
I want this.
I do too. This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Go ahead, JR.
Well, I was trying.
Wipe it down, JR. Wipe it down.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not thinking of hand sanitizer exactly right now. I mean, it's like, so
What are you thinking of, JR?
so basically, this Brad gave me a story
Oh God.
about squirting a liquid into my hands, or getting a liquid in my hand after
PG-13, JR.
Well, see, I don't make up the topics and I don't assign them.
It's hand sanitizer.
I just merely respond to them with all of the credibility and respect they deserve. And it's like it just kind of looks vulgar. I mean, it's like. Where is this? Whatever.
Give me the damn story.
Where's the panel where Aunt May found the sticky web fluid?
Do I have to move my hand up and down for it to work or
Okay,
something?
wow.
Hey. Just talk about hand sanitizers and web shooters.
It's not.
They are. My son's listening, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I
Many
think
sons are
we
listening.
might
I
need
think-
hand
I
sanitizer
think-
for our ears.
Your son is 34, Alfred.
Your son's older than mine, so if he has, I think he knows the facts of life by now. And
Well,
I would hope. But then, oh Lord, all kinds of things are coming to mind. But anyway, so this isn't as cool as somebody coming up with a goblin glider.
Fair.
Well, there's a setup.
But if you really want to something around your wrist that will squirt liquid into your hand on a periodic basis, I guess this is fine. And I suppose if your hand gets dirty, conducting other activities, therefore squirting this additional fluid on your hand will resolve.
All right.
this is your fault, Brad.
Enough. No, it's not. I didn't
It's
go
your
there.
fault for giving that to him.
Jesus.
Instead of like Alfred,
All
who's
right,
a family man.
Let me get a new topic. Hold on. Let's see here.
Oh my
all right.
goodness.
JR,
Oh my
don't go
goodness.
that blue with this one, please.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
I
you
say
did.
anything.
Yeah.
I said I used no curse words.
No.
I described no members of the anatomy.
Members
Devil
of the
Breaker wants
anatomy?
Elon Musk to make a device that fires
It's a
impact
club.
webbing.
What is the anatomy? Is it like a ruling body? Is it like a?
Elon Musk is Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
I
I'll
didn't-
give
I
you that.
didn't-
Elon Musk is Norman Osborn. That's pretty good. Put the
didn't-
kids to bed portion of the show, says Adam. Yes, we moved on. JR went way too dirty for my PG-13 show. We've got this next
I
one.
didn't say anything.
Oh,
he
yeah.
he just alluded. He alluded
that go
to it.
dirtier than that.
Yeah, he alluded to it. He didn't go straight into it.
All
He
right,
cut
let's,
the black.
Yeah.
let's see if he can
Right.
stay above the gutter for this one. Take me through this one, JR.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh.
Oh man.
Good night, everybody.
Even Ashley's scared. Ashley is scared.
basically, what we have is little boys.
Oh, no.
No,
Please, JR. Come on. I beg you.
we have little boys in foreign countries.
Oh.
All right.
Go.
This
Oh.
this I was going to tell a story about my mother now.
Jesus. All right.
But,
All right. What in the world?
Oh, that got so dark.
What in the world?
What the hell was that?
JR.
but I think that I will just stay with the story of these foreign boys, little young foreign boys who are looking for a female
What?
to
What?
bite them.
You mean a female Black Widow?
Black Widow, JR. Black
I see.
Widow
I see,
Spider.
I see. I just thought they were looking to, like, be brought into manhood at an earlier age or whatever. But okay,
Come on.
It was probably lost in translation from
Wales?
Bulgaria to English. Yeah.
this is. I was about to say this is. I'm not having as much fun with it as I was having with Flower Spider-Man, but I don't have any props like I did with the Green Goblin butts. But anyway, these are small little boys who apparently have little else going on in their lives, and think that being bit by a Black Widow spider will give them the powers of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so they got bit. They went crying to their mommies, who took them to the hospital. And that's about it. That's about all we have to say about this story here.
Yeah, nothing says street cred like necrosis.
So
Look, it's kind of like why there's reasons on like Superman capes. There's a warning that says it does not give you superpowers. You cannot fly with it. That this is why. I don't know how.
I feel like nature's
Can we
warning
put
was
warning labels on
the,
spiders.
Yeah, I feel like nature's warning was the big hourglass symbol on the back that says, "Hey, don't f with me."
I think
Now
these
that
little
one.
boys. I think when I think probably what one little boy probably said to another was, let's go get bit by a Black Widow. And then when they finally go to the jungle or wherever they go, they say, "Wait a minute, I thought I was going to meet Scarlett Johansson here."
Wrong Black Widow.
Possibly. That also may be true.
Hey, when I was 8, my classmates had me convinced that their friend owned a machine that would make real Pokemon. So,
That'd be
Did you
cool.
guys, as a kid, like Ashley was just talking about, I remember putting on a cape and thinking, if I jump, I might fly when I'm real young. Did anybody have something dumb like that when they were kids? What did you do, Kelly?
So it's not necessarily dumb, but I used to cry and convince my parents I needed to do every sport under the sun because I had to train to be the Pink Ranger. I was dead set on that was going to be my job.
That's cute.
You and Alfred
so
both.
cool.
You and Dark Mark both.
Yeah.
That was Dark Mark's thing for a while too. He
Mark,
wanted to
did you
get
ever
the same
do
goal.
anything dumb as a kid, superhero related? There's a
Never.
Oh, come
Never.
on.
Never. I'm a perfect child.
JR, did you ever get Was that your son is laughing at you hardcore? Did Grant ever do anything dumb as a kid?
Yeah, here we
Oh
go.
yeah, yes.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Here, we need to hear this.
What did he do? What did he do?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. I raised him, so he did all the right things.
No, really, what did he do that was stupid? We know he did stupid stuff.
Yeah, I want to hear some trash talk.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad to say. The two Alfred guys on this podcast are perfect.
We'll FB message later in
All
between memes.
JR, did you ever put like a bomb inside of a pumpkin at Halloween as a young child? Or?
Jesus Christ!
What? No, but I
Impale
will
anyone
tell
with a glider.
Yeah,
I would.
throw
I
any
will
blondes off a bridge?
I will tell you a real story about my brother, my younger brother. When we were visiting my grandmother at one time, for some reason, my brother, and I forget how old he was or whatever, 5, 6 or whatever, he decided that he would put a towel around his neck and he would go stand out in the middle of the road like this.
Oh, no.
And wait for a car to come by. And so I'm sitting there watching, and he is standing there, and this car is just like slowly creeping up, and my brother is not moving. And it's like and then my grandmother, of course, screams like bloody murder, runs and grabs him by the hand, and she has a board in the other hand, and she's dragging him across the ground. She's swatting him. He's screaming and crying. And I'm just absolutely having the time of my life because I love to see my brother get the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah, that's how it went down. We were kids. You got beat. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
right there in the
I
store.
mean,
It
that
didn't matter
happened
where
to
you
me
were.
and my brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But him standing out in the middle with a towel around his neck, thinking he was Superman as the car was coming, creeping up on him, was one of the highlights of my youth, to be honest.
I remember as a kid, I used to get the metal trash can lid off the trash can and be Captain America. I remember doing that as a kid. Mark, you got beat in a store. Is that what you said? What?
I thought you were a perfect kid.
Yeah.
No, I said I would have. If I had not.
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
Okay.
He means by like a parental unit or
I mean,
some
I
kind
will-
of authority.
I will say that I got banned from a Discovery Zone for a week because I convinced all the other kids that the like, what is it, like the jumpy playground area that had like the zip ups and the ball pits and stuff.
Yeah.
I convinced some kids that we were going to play Power Rangers and that had to be the command center. So I zipped it all the way up and then tried to argue with the guy working there that I couldn't unzip it because he was a putty and therefore he couldn't come in. And they told my parents we couldn't come back for a week.
Discovery Zone was the best.
Actually, did you have a story that you did as a kid? What was
My obsession with when I was a kid was with Pokemon.
okay?
I wanted nothing more than to have my own. So,
Pokemans.
Pokemon.
yeah, Pocket Monsters. So there is we done like a craft that day. We learned about it's called the God's Eye,
Mhm.
and it was like the legend behind it was like if you left it out and made a wish on it, then it would come true the next morning.
Hmm.
And so I took my little stuffed Pokemon, put them on my bed, left out the God's Eye, and wished for them all to be real, so I could be a real Pokemon trainer. And I went to bed wishing all night, and I woke up and I'm like, well, what did I really?
Aww.
And it's just been one disappointment after the next.
Yeah, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
The next one we have is a Kelly story, and you have
Yes.
an exclusive on this one, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, this came up on Twitter. It's from J.K. Klein. He, I guess, posted a bunch of his photos from 1966. What is now Tricon, but it used to be like World Sci-Fi Fair. And I think this was like the 24th one. This was hot off the heels of Star Trek premiering there. So this kind of became the big hub for up and coming sci-fi people. And anyway, here's one of what probably is the first photographed cosplay of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, with some digging from some Twitter users, they were talking about how it looked a lot like a 1969 fan film, which is probably the first Spider-Man fan film. It was written by Donald F. Glut, also known as Don Glut. And he's pretty much, he wrote for a lot of cartoons in the 80s. He was with
one of my favorites.
including Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
So
but
this
also-
is an Amazing Friends writer.
It
doing
is.
one of the first cosplays.
We're going to get to that because that was the whole thing, is that it looks a lot like the one he made a fan film for. So no one really, whenever I was posting about it saying, hey, has anyone confirmed this? No one could confirm it. So I found the guy's website and he had his little email pop up and I just said, hey, is this you from 1966? Because this costume's really familiar to your fan film of 1969. He was like, how do you know about the fan film? But it's on YouTube, so y'all can go watch it.
Oh, wow.
But it's
This is like me emailing DeFalco. Hey, is this
I was just
go
about to
drinking a
say
beer?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, basically. But but in
Maybe you
fairness,
should
this is
put Kelly
related
to
to
find
him.
picture of Ditko.
One, in fairness,
Only
this
a
is
actual,
related.
you know.
This is related to Mr. Glut, and
Yeah.
I did not email him at 3 a.m.
Like I did with DeFalco, yeah.
So, but anyway, when I sent him the photo, he went, "Yeah, that's me. I was there."
That's
so.
cool.
I am able to officially say that that is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends writer Don Glut in what is probably the first Spider-Man cosplay in 1966.
And now that was a lot more daring, I think, probably than it is like today.
Oh yeah,
That
this
is
isn't known.
webkits.
Yeah,
I
those
think
are
it looks a lot
webkits.
like Chi-Town.
Back in '66, unless it was a kid's birthday, you just like this, you're going to get your ass beat on the street.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that too, and this while sci-fi conventions have been around for a long time,
Mhm.
this was a ballsy move because the cosplay and costuming did not actually become super popular to do until about the mid 90s. And while it sort of increased 60s, it was very hard, especially too, he probably was there to mingle with other sci-fi writers and sci-fi producers and creators. And that was ballsy to basically show up in a character that had only been around for about
62 to 66. Yeah. 4
yeah,
years.
so like 4 years.
Yeah.
To basically make yourself known.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, the turnaround these days, when Spider-Gwen appeared, you had cosplayers real quick.
Yeah, real quick. And
With-
Still have them within 24 hours.
yeah, and
Yeah, normally this kind of thing would be like for like Brad when we were kids, right? Like this is something like our parents would take us to the mall for.
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
You know, somewhere there's a picture of like the 6-year-old me with like Boba Fett and Darth Vader from.
Well, a little cosplay story. Jonathan Frakes, Jr. from Star Trek: The Next Generation, Commander Riker.
Yep.
One of his first jobs was being Captain America, and he used to go to Marvel events dressed as Captain America. So
Yeah.
There's pictures of him out there dressed as Captain
Yeah,
America.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'm going to put in the chat the YouTube link to the fan film because I do have it.
I'll play it.
But also I will say that Adam actually helped me. Our daily panel of our panel of the day, Adam Shingle, he actually sent me the link to the fan film and told me that it looked a lot, it looked very similar. And that's kind of where I went down the rabbit hole because I found the IMDb page to see that it was written and starred by Don Glutt. And it's a fan film, okay? Like there is no money here.
Yeah.
But it is
I've never seen this. Let's take a look.
It is adorable.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. That shot looks like an inflatable Spidey.
Oh yeah, probably.
Look at that. Yep, inflatable.
Oh my god. Look at him go.
But see, fan films like this also were very, very rare in 1969.
Yes.
So like this is literally like the first of
That's the Captain Action or
That's what I was thinking. It's the Captain Action
Captain
figure.
Action figure. that's
Spider-Man
called.
costume.
Oh,
I'll be honest, I think Don Glutt might be like the grandfather of the nerds
Cheetah
because
Peppers is
man,
Daily
dude, Don Glutt, grandfather of the nerds.
Oh, I wonder.
Kelly,
that
that is
must
an
be
amazing. I was about to say that is an amazing amount of journalistic.
That Joe Roberts.
Amazing feat of journalism and reporting. Better so than a so-called professional reporter that I used to know.
That's Mark Alford. Right
Oh, JR broke up. I can't hear him.
Oh, no. Like I said, this really mostly just came from the fact that like I found the IMDb page, and then when I saw that he was a really prolific writer, I was like, let's just see if he's got a website, and he did, and he had an email, and I was not expecting him to answer me so fast.
I'm just
I probably wasn't expecting you to send him that picture.
No.
Oh, well, maybe Robbie just got shot. Oh,
wow. No, yeah.
Why is he taking Betty? I'm assuming that's Betty.
I would take
no.
Betty.
Okay, so it is not Betty. Basically, this fan film is about a original villain called Dr. Lightning, and that was Dr. Lightning's daughter, and he's got to save the daughter and defeat Dr. Lightning.
I love when they cut to the action figure.
You know what? It's a fan film with not a lot of money. And
this is precious.
I love it.
Stop motion.
It's stop motion.
I was about to say it looks about just as good as some Toho Godzilla movies.
It really does.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Adam guy got shot. He's pulling him by his shirt collar.
Adam says this is better than the Mark Webb Spider-Man movie. Grant says this is better than the Venom movie.
Honestly, Spider-Man is his own man here, so this is already better than Homecoming.
Stand next to this giant air conditioner. Let me shoot this web from the top.
Look, it's a heartwarming tale of a fan that just wanted to be a fan.
It's a heartwarming tale of Dr. Lightning's hot daughter.
Yeah.
That's what it's a heartwarming tale of.
Oh, look out. Oh, look out. Look out. Here he comes.
Oh, man.
coming out of the. Oh,
Whoa!
who's this? Who's this, dude?
What?
Dr. Lightning.
That's
I
Dr.
guess.
Lightning. Oh, let me put this into my pants.
Actually, the special effects are better than the 1970s Nick Hammond series.
This is a better Doctor Doom than we've
I know than we've ever seen.
than we've gotten out of Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. I've got the daughter here, Dr. Lightning. What are we doing? Okay, let's see.
I need to fully watch this because all I did was just glance through.
Okay, so Spider-Man's not
We
near
need-
any buildings. He's out in the middle of the
we need-
desert.
We need more of Dr. Lightning's daughter. in that summer dress. Look at that. Yes.
It's going to be a Gorn.
I guess those boots weren't made
Oh,
for
look at him
walking.
going upside down.
She does look like Nancy Sinatra.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to see the action figure fight somebody.
Dr. Lightning is nonplussed. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting in the car.
Very animated for a mastermind. You gotta be,
Car.
you gotta be a little more cool. You gotta be low key when you're
Lightning's in the back. Mr. Lightning's driving. Everybody get out of the car. Wait, shoot somebody.
They're gonna shoot
hey.
Spider-Man.
Hey, son.
No, it's
Oh!
Okay. Oh, I got you, son. Oh, slow-mo Spidey jumping at you.
And welcome to Mystery Science Theater, crossbow style.
Yeah. That's man, we need to do that. This should be a Patreon exclusive.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Lightning
Ah.
Lass is about to shoot her own dad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, get it. Whoa.
Oh,
That is some good
Whoa.
fight scenes. This is some good fight choreography.
keep
In the
the
face.
keep the pimp hand strong. Spidey. Oh, he's gonna suffocate a guy.
Oh, Mr. Lightning's coming at you with his ray gun. Oh.
Oh, this guy.
Oh, in the back.
You know what
Oh.
though? You know what? To make that particular
Oh,
to make that particular
Oh, hey, baby.
Sucks to be the
post production
yeah.
effect for a fan
Yeah.
film, that's pretty legit.
I'll give it
This
to
is
him.
legit.
66?
69. This is from 69.
Okay. Oh, Spidey's down. What's going to happen, guys?
No.
What's going to
Ooh.
happen?
Oh.
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 Okay. Dr. Doom, what are you doing? Oh, Spidey, roll over. Roll over. You all right, buddy? Oh.
Why is
Walloping. What?
she grabbing his butt?
Oh, hey.
Into a spider
Oh, it's so-
Spider Tracer.
Oh, it's a spider tracer.
He's gonna throw it on. What is that? An El Torino? What is that?
Not a Hyundai or whatever we're talking about.
Hyundai.
Hyundai. Oh, that was reverse.
That's cute.
Look at that. Oh, he's out of there.
Ah.
It's just Spider-Man and the daughter. All right, lady. Is he going to swing with
Gonna
her?
leave you out
He's
here.
gonna-
Oh, leave her- No way. What is he doing?
This would be so much funnier with fart
Sit
noise.
and wait.
I mean, she has no food, no water. You know, it's
What
like
a gun.
There's like mountain lions up there. He's left her up there with cougars.
Well, she can just kill herself.
What is going
This
on?
would be awesome with yakety sax in the background.
We need some
Mitchell,
Jerry Reed
Mitchell,
music,
Mitchell,
JR.
Mitchell.
I keep waiting for Roscoe to be chasing this guy while thinking he's the Duke Boys or something.
Michael Reed says Cannonball Run Spider-Man edition. Evidently.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man. What is
Hey.
it? Oh, Spider Tracer's still in the car. I'm going to get you. Oh, landed on in the desert again. Okay. Okay, we're getting in the car. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Oh, the movie's almost over. Hold on. Okay. Oh, he web shoots on the car.
All right,
and it
all right.
doesn't stop. Oh, he's pulling the car.
Oh,
Pulling the car. Oh, Spider-Man. What are you doing? Oh,
lifting
oh,
it up apparently.
Pull that car. Right. Oh.
Wow.
Look, this is amazing.
Let me just hold this car in this.
This was before the days of Amazon. This took a lot of work.
Oh, no doubt. Oh.
Whoa!
What the hell just
That came out of nowhere.
This ends like a Hammer film. Everything just explodes and the credits roll.
Dr. Lightning has no chill.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
He's like, I'm so angry, I'm just going to kill myself.
you killed
Was
my
that
father.
my dad blowing himself up?
Hey, let me
What the? What?
Come back.
Whoa.
Easy.
You gonna kiss her? Oh, hold on.
Oh, no, YouTube,
Oh,
no.
no,
YouTube,
no,
YouTube, no, don't fail us.
No, YouTube.
YouTube.
They're gonna kiss.
Oh,
no.
they're gonna cuddle.
Are they
Look
gonna
at that.
cuddle?
That's
They're gonna
sensible.
cuddle.
That's
Oh.
sensible.
End it like that?
That's how it ends.
God
Oh.
almighty.
Man,
That is awesome.
You know, the thing is, though, there was
Yeah.
more love and affection
yes.
in that film for Spider-Man than has been in the comics for ages.
I was feeling love and affection for most of that. I tell you that.
Okay.
That was absolutely awesome. Good find, Kelly.
I know that sent me down a very strange rabbit hole
Okay,
this
this is-
afternoon, but I am so happy that I found this scoop that
Ev-
the costume came out in 1966 and is one
Yeah.
of the first photographed costumes of
That was pretty
Spider-Man by a fan ever.
Audio listeners, you need to go watch the video on that one. That one was fun. Devil Breaker says that was better than the Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
There you go, Brad. There's our next Patreon. Is we do commentary for the
For that film we just watched.
for the 12-minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
You know,
Yeah.
it kind of looked like one of those old Republic serials, you know, because
did.
they, you know, they're California. They would all go out in the desert. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
it looked like the background of a bunch of old Republic serial films, like Spice Smasher or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of the vibe it gave off.
Anthony says for
Yeah.
69, that was an amazing film.
It really was. Like I said, I think everyone needs to go look at the IMDb page of Donald F. Glut or Don Glut
Yeah, that was cool.
and see all the work that he's done since 1966
Well,
because that's when he started doing all of this.
how about I send Don Glut a message and say, come on, let's talk about your 69 film. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Totally. Yeah, I can give you the
Spider-Man
website.
fan film. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Hero says
bring on
that
lightning lass.
might be my favorite part of the show. It's the 69 Spider-Man movie. Did Don Glut so Don Glut was Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, so he starred and directed and I think wrote it for the most part. Yeah. Like this is a legit true fan film.
And Spider-Man says knowing that he was a writer for Amazing Friends makes me love the cartoon even more. I agree.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
He wrote a
All
few
right,
episodes.
that is the oh no, I do have one more topic.
Oh.
I do have one more topic that I wanted to
Do you?
surprise you all with.
All hands
hold on.
raised
Oh.
for impact.
Surprise
Voice
us.
for Impact. Let me see if I can
Uh-oh.
pull it up.
Are you going to assign it to me?
No, hell no. I'm not going to assign it to you. After that mess you just gave me,
Brad needs some hand sanitizer after that mess.
I do not. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I just posted it. Come on, Facebook, pull up. By the way, JR, your articles are up on Facebook. Every day at 8 a.m., one of JR's classic articles is posted on the front page
Yep.
of the Crawl Space. You're up to 2001 year in review. I just put up there, JR. So,
Thank you very much.
problem.
Although classic is a nice way of saying old and out of date, right?
You're a classic, JR.
I say influential because I would not be the Spider-Man fan I am without Spidey Kicks Butt.
Wow.
I want your reactions to this story. So you can get a third arm that can smash through walls and look like a female Ock. And you can do several different things with it. You could pick.
Looks like it's coming out of her butt.
Okay, let's take a look at this mechanical arm. This is like the great value we said in Facebook, Doc Ock, where it's just one arm.
3 fingers gripper.
But you got to have a dude over here operating the arm, which is kind of weird. So
Well-
let's here we go. Okay.
High back drivability. Whoa, easy.
Whoa.
Whoa.
He doesn't
Okay,
have one of those web shooter sanitizers, does he? Holy cow.
There you go. So is it the dude on the right controlling it? Like she's not doing that?
Well, you
guess-
saw what happened in Spider-Man 2 with the inhibitor chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
It's
we
too
go.
dangerous.
Easy for fruit and vegetable picking.
This is so much more efficient.
So the thing is I think they're trying to make the actual robotic arms, and this is a really heavy early prototype.
No, they are, but we're still going to make fun of it because
Oh,
it's
well, you
true.
can paint a house
Of
with it
course.
too.
Yes.
Like if you're really tall up on a ladder, you could run a joystick and hold on to the ladder for dear life and paint. Or if you're in the shop,
Oh,
what
here's
are we doing here?
Here we go.
Is that a saw?
Vic grabs that
Oh, no.
grill. She's in
This thing-
danger.
no.
This thing's about
gonna
to
get
kill
hurt.
somebody.
Oh no!
Oh,
Hand me that screwdriver.
that could have gone bad fast.
Okay, what else is she grabbing? Oh, the sander. Okay, the grinder.
It's all
Isn't that a
fun and
dating-
games.
isn't that a
I don't
dating
know.
app?
I don't know how I feel about a robotic arm grabbing power tools.
Okay,
It's
let's
all
see.
fun and games until a man dies.
Okay, what does that do? Oh, you're gonna punch. Oh, punch!
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh
whoa.
my god!
Whoa! When you're upset with the project.
Whoa! Are they trying to warn us? Is this a
Oh,
message?
give him a fist bump. What? What?
What is
All
it,
right.
dying now? What is
All
that?
It's
right.
like playing tennis.
All right.
That's badminton, Brad.
Oh, it keeps fist bumping. So, a collaboration between these three. Okay, so what do you guys think of that? We rushing out to buy that thing?
Lost a waste of
I know.
time.
I need some
I've seen
vegetables.
Terminator. I know where this goes.
I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's a little
Oh,
too
good. We
Skynet.
get to watch it again.
At
Oh.
some point,
Yeah, apparently.
at some point before the robots execute us, we're going to be sitting there thinking, we should have stopped them at Power
Mhm.
Arm.
You know, I
Yeah.
like it better than the robot that runs. That
Yeah.
one for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Or the robot cattle.
Well, how do we?
Get it some hand sanitizer.
We have the robot that runs. Why is this all of a sudden the thing that we're going to be focusing on? The robot that runs is like way beyond
Because eventually they're
an
gonna
arm that somebody else controls for you.
yeah, because eventually they're gonna strap the arm to the robot that runs.
Just be glad. Just be glad that we don't
Imagine running at you swinging.
Just be glad that we don't have robots that bark things.
Here, I want to see the fighting again before we wrap this up. I want to see hitting the wall with this thing. Okay.
Oh man.
How
Okay,
much
so-
sodium does it take to power this thing?
So who wins, the Don Glut Spider-Man or this thing? Like a Dr. Octopus version of this thing.
I go Don Glut.
Yeah,
Don Glut was awesome.
Dongla has the power of editing on his side, so
it's true.
Auto Octavius Industries just took a big hit in the PS4 game. Anyway. All right, let's go. Final thoughts for everybody. George, final thoughts.
I'll be asleep in 5 minutes.
All right.
There.
We got Ashley. Final thoughts.
it was good to be back in the swing of things again.
Get it, swing, because it's Spider.
Any
Yeah, there's
final
Spider-Man.
dog puns, Ashley?
No,
Um,
no, no.
I'll,
No.
I'll work on it.
Okay.
I'll
got
work on it.
JR, final thoughts, sir.
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to get assigned to talk about next time and how I'll do it. So
Hopefully not so dirty.
JR's found a way
I
to
did
fight
not-
back against Brad.
go back and play the tape. I did not say anything.
Mm.
Nothing.
You're-
It's
okay.
our minds, not JR's.
That's right. It's your problem, not mine. That
Hmm.
you read more into it than I intended.
Speaking of problems, we got Dark Mark. Final thoughts.
That's not fair.
I'll just give Mark a hard time.
I'll tell Kelly she can have the cobwebs any month she wants to go in more detail on that Donald Glut film.
Oh yeah.
She can write it up. Have it.
It'll be fun.
We did
And Kelly, final thoughts.
I am just excited I got to share breaking news. I don't think
You
I'm
did.
ever going to top that for Spider News.
That
So
was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
fine.
oh, also Gogs just want to have fun.
No,
Hey,
no.
also, if you all are interested, Kelly and I are going to do this coming up on July 27th. We've got Ron.
that says
French-
June.
I'm sorry, June 27th. Sorry.
Everyone's going to show up a month late.
7 p.m.
I'm here.
Central. We've got Spider Girls Fathers. We got Tom DeFalco, Ron Friends, and Sal Buscema coming on the show live. You guys can ask them questions, and we will send them there.
As a bald guy, I respect the I respect the Falco's new do there.
I do too. DeFalco's looking great.
Got a good,
lost
got a
bit of
good
weight,
sheen
too.
on that. Look at that, Brad. Look at that.
It's that like semi-retired life.
Right? Yeah. No,
So-
that's a good look for Tom.
Do you see what Friends is wearing? He's wearing a Spider-Girl shirt under there.
He is. I gotta wear.
Yeah.
If I don't dress in costume, I should wear my blue one because he sent me photos of everybody on the team wearing that black shirt.
That's awesome. And DeFalco is wearing a Peter Porker shirt, which he created.
He did.
He wrote that Marvel Tales issue in '83. So anyway, if you want to join the live stream June 27th, Kelly and I will interview those 3 Spider legends.
Yeah, come see me get so flabbergasted I can't speak straight because that's probably what's gonna happen.
Dog got your tongue.
God will have my God.
There it
will
is.
have my
I knew you had it. I
No.
knew you had it, Ashley.
No.
All right.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Ah.
All right. Let's
No.
go around the horn.
If that's the case, we're all going to hell.
Mark, you got one? God got your tongue?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do I have one? What? No. Yeah. God got my tongue.
No gogs? Okay. Georgie, would you like one? You're so disgusted. You probably got 3 that you're sitting on.
Do you have any more Jeff Goldblum quotes for us?
I'll slap you all.
I don't want to go, but we got to go. All right.
Well, you know to say you got to turn the other gog.
Turn the
No.
other gog.
Oh no, that's weak. No, Ashley, you're not better than that.
May
No.
God be with you all. All right. Let's go. I hit an end broadcast. There we go.